Hello, everybody. NECC Rocket League Week 5 action going to be underway in a matter of minutes. Carthage Red versus Concord University kicks us off at 7 p.m., followed by an 8:30 p.m. best of 7 between Carthage Black 5-0 taking on 2-2 MST Gold. I am Turbo Juggler, joined alongside Hustle once again. Hustle, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm really looking forward to this game because Concord should be a good matchup for
Yep.
Carthage, and I'm just really looking forward to see if they can get in the win column tonight.
Yeah, and if you guys have not been following, Carthage Red has been in Division 1 for NECC. It's their first go-around of it. Unfortunately, 0-5 record so far, but that 0-5 record doesn't tell the entire story. So we will now project the current standings for Division 1 Group B heading into Week 5. Some teams have played their Week 6 match already, including Leslie Black and Carthage Red. As you notice, they have played 5 games, as suggested in their overall record, but Northwood Blue still on top, 4-0, 16-4, followed by St. Clair Green, 4-0, 16-6. So two of those teams going neck and neck in terms of trying to get that number 1 spot. Concord sitting at number 3, 2-2, 13-11. Bruton Parker, 2-2, 11-11. Leslie Black, 2-3, 13-17. Carthage unfortunately lost to Leslie Black last Friday in a reschedule because we have spring break coming up after this current week. Davenport Black 1-2, 7-9. Cleveland State 1-2, 7-11, and then Carthage Red 0-5, but 6-20 game record. Hustle, what are your thoughts on these standings?
I think the big thing that you can, it's not really on the standings, but the one thing that I'll point out is that when Carthage played Northwood Blue and they took them to 6 games, that's half of the losses that Northwood Blue team has. Northwood Blue only with 4 losses, 2 of Carthage's wins going up against the number 1 seed in the conference. It just shows that they're a little bit of a different team than an 0-5 team. They're able to hang with the best of them and brought Northwood Blue to 6. And all these other teams, while they're really good, and Carthage is just as good, but just not able to find a couple of goals here and there.
Yeah, and it seems like every one of these teams, they're no slouches whatsoever. Like all of these teams have earned this spot in Division 1 regardless of how they were able to get here. And, to see Carthage still just chugging along, even though they have an 0-5 record. But, again, that's no shame because going against, pretty much professional teams, it's going to be difficult to get those, wins out there for sure. But, yeah, very curious to see how the rest of this conference is going to play out for sure as we continue. But tonight, Carthage will have Concord University. And we will now show you our Week 5 player to watch. And it's X-Ray again. I promise I did not do this on purpose. Statistically, he's been out of his mind. So, right away, Week 4 versus Davenport Black, 4 goals, 2 assists, 3 saves, 14 shots, 6 demos, 29% shooting. And then Week 6 last Friday against Leslie Black, 7 goals, 2 assists, 11 saves, 15 shots, 3 demos, 47% shooting. Now, although Carthage has struggled again to win those series, there's been some great individual play that's been swept under the rug. You don't see this in the standings, but if you take a look at something like this, the player to watch graph, you can see that these players behind the scenes and in these series are doing some great work for Carthage.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see X-Ray picking up steam here with the Week 7 goals. 47% shooting is pretty crazy, but we definitely want to see the rest of this team pick up the pace as well. We can't just have one player. If this whole team gets firing on cylinders, gets to that peak form that we saw him at WEC State, that we saw him in the play-in tournament, if they're at that level of competition and level of performance, that will give them a better chance up against these big teams that they have to play in Division 1.
For sure. And yeah, talking about last week too, especially against Davenport University Black, I mean, there's a couple games you thought maybe they were going to be able to come back in that series, and it was hard for them to get over that hump. I mean, there were 2, overtimes that, they realistically could have had. I mean, it came down to, a last-second equalizer from Cam, and, yeah, things of that nature really just didn't materialize well. And, what we saw from the Firebirds, it was definitely just more fight for sure. They don't give up easily. They make you earn everything, and we've seen Hustle for the past few weeks. These teams have just been going in the air, just running triple passes all over the field. So, I mean, these teams are having to pull out all the stops against this Carthage team, and it really shows them respecting Carthage Red as a team, regardless of their record.
Yeah, it's nice to see that level of play coming out in Division One. It's the supposed to be the best of the best, and the fact that Carthage is making them rise to that level of caliber and they're not playing down to them at all means that Carthage deserves to be in Division One just as much as the other teams, even though the standing says, oh, we're sitting at 0-5, or the standings show that we only won six games out of the series that we've played. That's not a great spot to be in the standings, but regardless of that, they're still competing, and then these other teams have to rise to the level of competition just to beat them.
And it's kudos to the mindset of its team too. I mean, not just being down on themselves or anything like that. Just taking this as a full learning experience is the best thing for this team, especially with X-Ray and Core. They're only freshmen, so they're going to be here for possibly another 3 years. And having the veteran leadership of Vale there already to transition them into the next school year is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see those two keep playing these next coming years, and Carthage should be able to retain a Division I spot even if they have a poor performance in the next couple of weeks. Oh.
Okay, so we're going straight to the game here. Apparently there was some issue in the game, so Concord's already up to not even 30 seconds into game 1, so probably a couple of good kickoff goals for them. X-Ray with the save, trying to prevent Concord from scoring even more. Trying to get Carthage's offense going. Crispy up in the air, looking for a double touch, hits it. Oh, the second man misses. Helix, though, is not. Oh, okay. Helix is there to put it through for Concord. Thought maybe Carthage was going to get there in time.
Yeah, we didn't get to see those first 2 goals, and obviously with 30 seconds, you'd like to think that those are something you wouldn't like to think, but most likely those are going to be some kickoff goals, and that's not where you want to be if you're Carthage. And the one thing that I'm going to say about things that can help Carthage retain some success is going to be getting out early. If they're able to minimize the lead at the start of the game, pick up a lead of their own, that's going to put the pressure back on the other team versus the pressure to just constantly, you can't let a goal in, but you also find a way to put a couple into the net and knot things up. So starting behind in game 1 is not ideal, but they're going to be, it's going to be a tall task, just like it's always been, but the Carthage guys are the guys that could get it done.
Yep. Vale and Core, double team effort. Core with a nice 50 in the air though, but Helix will have enough room to punt this towards Carthage Red's half. Trying to keep the ball away, pass it to Simus, who's there for the goal, and Concord's up 4.
Seems like Carthage is just getting beaten to a lot of balls, and here all 3 of them seem to have full boost, but it's one play from Helix off the backboard. He's going to set up his teammate Silas, and that's going to be difficult to counter when 2 players are able to play that close together, and it doesn't seem like a lot needs to be done to find your net.
Well, off the kickoff, 50! There's one for Carthage Red, so they won't get shut out here. They still have a lot of time, but you would like to have some more success on those kickoffs for sure.
Yeah, that is going to help them get back into this game quickly if they're able to get some on the kickoff. The kickoff, not the easiest thing to go for either teams, but if you can get a small advantage, that can lead to some good outcomes. As Vale's going to get a free ball, he's going to have to go up against Crispy and Helix, and Helix will shut it down, just not able to get it away enough, and quickly, within 20 seconds, Carthage is going to get another goal here. You see 14 seconds at the bottom. X-Ray going to help out his teammate and find the net.
That was a good drive down for Vale, too, just making sure the ball was still in position for X-Ray to hit that one, kind of just bait out the 2 Concord defenders, if you will, just creating that space. And it's been so difficult for Carthage Red to get that spacing in their offensive play style, and that's just because the opponent has just been quicker to the ball. Oh my goodness, X-Ray almost putting in a 3rd one for Carthage Red. Core pops it up for X-Ray. He's there, but he gets blocked off. Bailed the 50, though. It still stays in Concord territory, but Crispy off the wall. But Core intercepts the clear, at least for the moment. Vale coming off that left wall, a 50 taken, but Crispy a great clear for Concord. It's back on Carthage's half. X-Ray popping that up to Core. Core with the pass back to Vale. Tries to fake out one. Helix there. Stands tall for the save. Core, cutting it from the midfield. X-Ray carrying this one now. Trying to look for maybe a double touch, but not able to do that. Crispy's been great off that backboard for Concord so far in this game. One of what we've seen so far. A smoke screen kind of blinds our view there, but X-Ray with a slight touch. Core takes it up from midfield. Helix gets the advantage toward Concord. X-Ray blocks off Crispy. Now Simus in the air. Vale, very clear. Core underneath to follow it up. He's taking his time. X-Ray over the middle. That one's popped up. Vale's in position. Oh, and it's in.
That was a hard-fought possession, 1 minute and 30 seconds, and Carthage was able to wary off a couple of these attacks from Concord that were going super to the top of the field, and that's going to be difficult for Carthage to counter when they're not able to get up as quick as Concord. But that time they weathered the storm and found the penultimate goal here. Carthage just one away from a comeback that looked almost impossible at the start of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. I mean, Core with the demo as well, and Vale with what was a sensational 50. I mean, that's a tough 50 to take, and he was able to get the right angle on it, so kudos to him for sure. Core, oh, but it's saved by Helix. Core always pulling out all the stunts, you know, the breezy flicks, the musty, all of the above. He pulls it all out.
Carthage will escape narrowly there. The ball in front of their net for just a second. They'll end up clearing it all the way to the Concord back wall. Trying to keep the pressure up is a Vale, but Helix will send it away. X-Ray, tough position. He's going to have to go ceiling, and he'll get it away from one again. Core, a touch, but it's not going to be very threatening, and it's a free ball for Helix. He'll take it all the way upfield. Reset under. He'll fake it. Core will take it away, not phased at all, going ceiling of his own. Crispy off the backboard with the 50. And now Vale has to race back. He'll get the pinch off the crossbar, and 30 seconds remaining. Concord looking to knot an insurance goal or just keep Carthage out of their nets. Ball skied. Crispy will get there, but rough touch is going to push it over Simus. Simus low boost on his own backboard. He'll get a touch, and Crispy will help him out to clear things downfield. 10 seconds remaining. Crispy able to push it away a little bit. Demo comes out. Simus will, on low boost, will 50. Vale trying to step up and make something happen, but Carthage low boost on their back wall now, and 0 seconds remaining. The game's going to end when this ball touches the ground. Crispy will find it. Carthage not able to find the comeback after a tough first couple of goals there. Helix, probably the story of this game for Concord. 640 points, 1 goal, 5 shots. That's not great shooting, but that'll, if we look at the score here, just 12-10 is the shot total. Not as big as you'd want to see if you're Concord really trying to be aggressive, but it's still a little bit more than Carthage, and it was noticeable on a lot of plays. When Carthage had possession of the ball, it wasn't as aggressive and threatening as this Concord team was able to do, with much less space, with much less boost, and with much less need for Carthage to make a mistake or anything like that.
We are on to game 2, and I will say though, Simus getting that save before, you know, it was about to go into Concord's end. That was Carthage Red's best chance to tie it up, but Simus there to make the play for Concord as we get into game 2 here, and you thought Carthage Red was going to come back. They were just inches away from possibly tying it up, but they lived the fight game 2, and hopefully it's a better start for them as Crispy takes this one past midfield into Carthage territory. X-Ray the clear for the moment. Simus the center, but Vale will stand tall, albeit he has limited boost now. Have to rotate back. X-Ray on the left side. Loses control of the ball. Helix going to try to pass that down to Crispy. Vale cuts it off, and it's just through.
That's going to be helpful for Carthage to put this pressure back onto Concord and kind of put this little like subconscious idea in your head that you can't be as careless as you've been in this past game and the first 40 seconds here. You can't just throw that ball away midfield and hope that your teammates can be the first one up. Got to be a little more careful because Carthage boys came to play and they're quicker than they might have been in that first game.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're up by 1 goal or if you're up by 4. You want to play everything, you know, with your 100% effort until that clock hits triple zeros, because you really never know what's going to happen in the game of Rocket League. So it's always nice to make sure you have sort of that responsibility as a team and, you know, that mindset of, hey, you know, regardless of how many goals we're up by, we still need to take this serious no matter what. X-Ray taking a 50 nearby. They're looking to chase that ball down off the right wall. He's able to get a center opportunity out there. X-Ray with a lot of contact. He's still able to keep it on Concord's side, but not able to get a clean look for a shot. Simus, backboard clear. Vale reads it off that left wall. Tries to fit it through. It's not going to go in, though. And X-Ray caught in an awkward position. He's going to have to do something here. Rotate, get some boost. Gets the boost off the right corner. Core beats his man to the ball. They have to Crispy to read that bounce in the corner. Vale pops and X-Ray's there. Is Core there as well? He is. But X-Ray gets 50'd off by Helix. That was another good opportunity for the Firebirds to get something on the board. Crispy gonna center this one. Core will have to give his teammates a little bit of space here. Vale, the 50. Crispy misses the touch. Simus, though, recenters that one. Double! That's not through. Vale. Great patience there, not rushing that touch. That was going to be an own goal if he was in a bit of a rush to save that one.
Yeah, we're going to cross 2.5 minutes here, and the big thing that's noticeable about this Carthage play that was a little different than before is their willingness to follow each other up and playing a lot closer together. Noticing that when these plays from Concord come out where they're able to clear the ball away, it's easy for the second man to come up and take possession. Right there, Core's going to be the first man. He's going to get the 50 off Simus, and X-Ray playing super close to him. He's going to be right there receiving the 50 to the left. He'll find the left corner of the net, and that's going to put Carthage up 2-0.
All smiles from the side of Carthage. That's nice to see for sure. Vale gets executed on the kickoff. X-Ray's going to have to save that. He does so. X-Ray leaving it for Vale. The Core's turn to read that one. Gets a nice 50 off that. Collects the mid boost. Helix just keeping it up. Crispy running out of boost. Oh, he still gets another touch though. Wow.
That was quite the play from Crispy. Very, very low boost. Pretty much, if you're Carthage, you're going to assume that he's given up on that ball. He falls down to the ground, barely touches it, and flips in it, getting it right past Vale. And that's tough to see if you're going to be Carthage, but hopefully able to throw that one away and realize that you still got the lead and you've got 2 minutes to find some more goals or just shut Concord out of this game.
Yep. Crispy and Simus both double commit. That ball's sky high. Oh, X-Ray, the 50 of his life.
X-Ray does pretty much exactly what Crispy was able to do on the other half. Crispy, the unfortunate victim, far post, and touch off the ground will find the net, and Carthage is going to answer back just like that with just over a minute and a half remaining. See if any kickoffs here will go either team's way, and it's practically even. That's what you want to see. You want to try and keep the minimum variability off this play when things can get really dicey quickly, and Carthage will mitigate the damage, but they do have to worry about Crispy coming all the way downfield. A double tap won't find the mark, but Helix tries to find one of his own. Reset, and Crispy will 50 it in. Carthage had just a little bit of a bigger lead for just a moment, but this time Concord answers right back, and Carthage now just one goal away from, unfortunately, giving up this lead. And Concord seems like an unstoppable force here as much as Carthage is able to answer back.
Yeah, it just seems like Concord's confident, just challenging over and over and over again, just knowing that someone is going to be there to at least give it a attempt. Vale, I can't even speak, puts it through. Our senior.
There's the double kickoff you see out of Concord. They both go, and the cheater goes as well, and Vale is able to just navigate it around the two players, basically pylons when you're low boost with no momentum after hitting the ball, and he flips it over the last guy, and that's going to be enough to give Carthage another lead. And we've had quite a bit of scoring in this past couple minutes. Let's see if this last minute will live up to the past minute, or we'll have a little bit of a low period with some good defense, but Concord tries to answer back. They'll find the top of the net.
Wow.
Simus just doesn't seem like either team can keep the ball out of either of their nets.
No. It's just these methodical bounces and passing plays that are just developing. You know, both the defenses are struggling against that in this game too. Still got about 47-ish seconds. Crispy looking for another flip, but not able to put it through. Kicks it out to Simus though. Vale makes the clear, but Helix challenges him. 50 goes Helix's way. Core is going to carry this ball away for the moment. Gets demoed. Helix trying to put it through, but not able to do it. Core, slate clear. Carthage just have to focus on this ball, get it out of their half, and make sure they just put pressure on Concord here. That's the main thing they need to do here, and not panic on the defensive side. Another thing too, X-Ray passing it straight to Vale, but Crispy leaves it for Helix. Gets blocked off by Core. Down to seconds here. Simus full boost, 50 by Core. It's up to Helix to pass it to Simus. Vale trying to put some pressure. Crispy carrying this one, flicking it over. Core, the save, and Carthage wins game 2. Wow.
That was intense. That last like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
One thing I'm gonna point out about that last minute is, as we've seen Carthage play this entire season, is how comfortable they can be when they're in those tough situations. The entire team is low boost. You're all on your back wall. Up against St. Clair Saints at the beginning of the season, this first week, they were pretty much in that situation the entire game, and still they were able to break out and get a couple of goals. But this time, Carthage was in that situation with the lead, and they were able to hold on for that minute. And other teams, when you try and play super aggressive, it's hard to pull back and be like, okay, we can't go for this that we're normally going to be going for. But Carthage is so comfortable in that situation that when they get there with the lead, it's so easy for them to hold, and that's going to allow them to tie things up at a game apiece as we go into game number 3.
Yeah, name of the game is versatility. You know, if you can be aggressive in one instance and also, you know, have that defensive backbone in another instance, it's great. Core, though, is going to be last man back, at least for the moment, but Vale able to cut that one off. Good defensive stand early on after that kickoff.
Gonna have to pull out another one as all 3 players from Concord try to pitch in, but looks like a little bit of miscommunication as the ball will clang all the way back.
Matter.
And X-Ray able to find the middle of the field, Core, the left side of the net, and just seems like Concord caught napping on the counterattack.
Yeah.
Carthage will find an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I thought maybe somebody was going to get back there for Concord, but no. I mean, you know, like we mentioned, they were all pushed up in Carthage's half, and that's something you do not want to do. It doesn't matter, you know, who you are as a team. You never want everybody triple committing.
Another shot from Core, and Concord throws the ball away again. Crispy tries to get the pinch out, and he's not going to get the double, and Helix is just a tad bit too late. Core will excellently place that in the bottom left corner, and, you know, that's actually interesting. Oh, wait, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure Core tweeted, like, yesterday that he would never be in a Fennec, and I thought I saw him in a Fennec. No, I saw a different guy.
Like, you've just been rocking the Octane. So
yeah, you know, he's an Octane guy.
Yeah.
Big demo.
Smoke screen that lets us not see anything. Simus with the carry, but Core is able to box him out. That'll be Core on a little bit of a fast break. He's got no boost.
90-degree
my
flick!
Goodness, it doesn't matter.
Top bins, the save, not enough for this Concord team. Simus gave it his best effort, got up there, got the pinch, but it's gonna go back into his net, and Core's gonna show off a little bit of the mechanics and put Carthage up 3-0. That's 3 for Core in this game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. A little quiet in games 1 and 2, but he's definitely roaring in this game 3.
I think another thing has been those 2 goals before have just been so well set up by his teammates.
Be another one.
Concord falling apart here for the first minute and a half, and they're putting Carthage is putting them back in that situation that they were facing at the end of the first minute of game 1.
Yeah.
So let's see if Concord has the resilience that Carthage was able to find to make this a close game, or if it'll just run off the rails and Concord's going to chalk it up. They'll win the kickoff, but Helix able to regain control, go ceiling. X-Ray, though, confident in the 50, will clear things away, and Concord's attack is snuffed out for just a moment. But another pass mid, Simus gets the bump, but not enough for his teammate to find it. Helix will race in, though, and give Concord their first goal. Vale, a tough 50. Crispy's going to help out by pinching it mid and just can't get back quick enough. 33 miles per hour off the touch from X, but it was probably going past him at a much quicker rate than that.
Yeah, it's just excellent awareness by Crispy to get that pass off, knowing that Helix was going to transition back as that third man during that play, and just to slam it in like that was great. Oh my!
And one thing Carthage has got to be careful with is these touches. That ball off the kickoff goes right back to Simus. He's got full boost and a lot of space. And X-Ray does his best to try and challenge early, but if Carthage isn't able to get some successful challenges there, Concord's going to be able to get back in this game quick if they get those opportunities.
And to mention as well, Concord, the reigning Division I national champs from spring 2025, so this team has had a lot of success together as a unit. Helix, Crispy, and Simus all on that team that won the national championship in NECC. They beat Oklahoma Christian 4-1 to win that. Helix with the save. Carthage is trying to get some more pressure put on Concord's half here. Helix has to fit in a third one, not able to. And, just the resourcefulness out of Concord is what's keeping them in this game 3. Although they are down by 2, they are still looking for more pressure. And again, this game is going to come down to how Carthage handles being on their side with limited boosts, like you said before, Hustle. Those moments definitely materialize into something that defines a series. And game 3, game 4, sometimes the momentum kind of is decided there. It just goes one way or the other as the other games play out in a series, especially a best of 7.
Yeah, the big thing that Carthage is doing well right now is when these 50s come up in the midfield and on their half, they're able to get the ball past one guy. And the main thing for an offense is if you beat one guy, your next guy beats one guy, and the next guy beats one guy, the ball's in the net. So if Carthage is able to stop these attacks early by getting the ball away, allowing their second man to step up and make a play.
Oh!
The table shift so quick. Core, his 5th goal of the game off the pass from Vale. Vale slams it mid, and Core the pre-flip. Unfortunate for this Concord team. They're getting reckoned with this attack from the young prodigy.
I think they had that one drawn up in the playbook weeks ago. It just took until now to see that fully come into fruition. X-Ray, great clear as Vale was demoed there.
Or looking for a 6th. He's going to be able to get the ball mid. Crispy, though, able to clear it out. X-Ray back mid to Core. Core to the backboard. Can he get the double? Straight down. He won't be able to get there. Crispy will send it away. Simus on the counterattack. Concord needs to answer quick if they're going to get back in this game. Simus around the defense. He'll find the net around X-Ray. Beats 2 Carthage defenders. And that creativeness that we've been seeing out of this Concord team has got to be difficult for Carthage to handle. The ball bouncing left to right. And it doesn't matter if you're full boost in Vale's situation. So it's still a tough play. And Concord needed that one to make this a close game for the next minute and a half.
Yeah, Simus with the mechanical edge there, just really drifting past X-Ray there. Being able to look around the defense is something that Concord is great at. And there's Simus again. Looked at pinch set off the right post, unable to.
Good 50.
He looks below though. Carthage well scouted on defense. And now Simus will have the ball in the corner again. Core misses the touch. Again, I do like Core challenging these touches, but sometimes they do prove to be a little bit costly. But luckily for Carthage, they're able to keep the pressure on Concord's half, at least for right now. Thought Core was going to do something extra to get his 6th goal. They'll try to cut that off. That is open. Core misses the touch. Can Vale get there? He does. Those are one of those instances where Carthage just cannot allow that to happen at a consistent rate, or else things are going to be a detriment.
And with just 15 seconds remaining, it's do or die for Concord. You need 2 goals, and they've had the pressure for just a moment, but it just seems that there's always a guy near post for this Carthage team, and that's probably one of the most valuable positions when teams are forced to push the ball through the sides. We'll get to 0 seconds, so Carthage will take game number 3. See if anyone's got one for the road. Core not able to find number 6. All 5 for Core. The prodigy, as it says there, 902.
Wow.
We've been talking about how X-Ray was getting going these last couple of weeks, but Core is able to find it here in game number 3. And as I said, if this entire team can get going on all cylinders, they're gonna be a team to be very difficult to overcome. And Concord saw that firsthand as Core single-handedly puts them in the grave in game number 3. But Concord still has a lot of games left. We got lots of action, so this game number 4 is going to be important for Carthage to force a game number 5 that they're in control of, or Concord to knot things back up. We're going to be getting going just a second.
Yeah, Vale's been clicking on all cylinders tonight too. That's awesome to see for sure.
Yeah, it was the passing play to Core. I think there was 2 of them, and
then that big 50 that we saw in, I think, game 2 it was.
Yeah, if Carthage is able to find each other this well on plays that aren't as crazy as this Concord team is saying, where the ball's super high in the air, we're finding somebody mid, but playing that low game that Carthage has played so successfully, that last game and the other one that they were able to win, they're going to be able to find something good. X-Ray with the pinch. Simus will clear it away, and Carthage trying to get that pressure early. Again, they had 4 goals in the first 2 minutes that last game. And Concord really needs to make sure that doesn't happen. Otherwise, they're going to be, unfortunately, possibly subjected to the same ending as before. X-Ray tries to get on the board early. Helix, though, will pinch it out. And we're near a minute of play, and Concord finally getting out of their own half. But Carthage seems to be in control of the first minute here.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see for sure, just building on that momentum. Just trying to put something in early. X-Ray almost did it. Helix, save of his life there to keep the score 0-0 here. Going back on Carthage's half, and now what you're going to see is Concord, get more aggressive, just trying to go for these demo plays like they have been going for, but trying to get an extra bump maybe in there as well to get themselves going.
Vale trying to find another one, but Concord decided to make an adjustment and cut that one off. This time they're trying to answer back on the counterattack, but pinch will go out wide. Helix, though, a big dunk. X-Ray has to worry about the flying in. Simus. Concord takes the early lead. Tough 50 all the way past 3 players, and X-Ray full boost just subjected to Simus's quickness to find the back of the net.
When Concord can just spread out Carthage's defense, it makes things so much easier for them. The problem for them is Carthage has just had somebody near post the entire time. So for the Firebirds, they just have to keep, doing what they're doing, have somebody near post at all times, but you can't do that either. But luckily for Carthage Red, well, they're not out of the woods yet, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, one thing we're also seeing out of Concord in this game is the aggressiveness and the physicality. A lot of times they're getting fed up with this guy in the net, and they're coming through, picking up the demo, and it's making it very difficult to defend. Core, only save for him was straight out, and Helix, the aggressive and the awareness to cut back in, and Concord will take another goal here in game number 4, trying to knot things back up at 2 apiece, but Carthage still has 3 minutes to answer back, and X-Ray's trying to get going early. They'll not be able to get off the ceiling to the goal, but Vale, a big 50, the pinch mid! He'll do it himself!
He is showing out a couple weeks before our senior night for Rocket League.
I think it's only 2 weeks, or maybe 3. I think there's 2 weeks after spring break. I'm not entirely sure.
No, it's week 7 after spring break, because most teams have already played their week 6 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either like last week or this week.
Concord looking to answer back after Vale's most recent goal, but not a lot of boost for Simus in this situation. He'll try and flick it over, but the Core will send it right back, and Vale looking for another. 50 goes wide. Crispy will send it away, and another player from Concord tries to pitch in, but Vale mid. X-Ray, the corner, can't find the double tap, and Core will keep possession for second, pinching it back mid, but that ball will be thrown away, and Helix will be first to it. Simus racing down, trying to keep the pressure up for Concord. A big demo on the goal line, and X-Ray, low boost, will have to send it away. Helix pops it high. Vale will be able to get back after the demo, but Carthage still has to worry about this defense, and that one just a little bit wide. Concord knocking at the door, and again, but Carthage just holding on as much as they can.
See what Helix is going to do here. Try to drop it down. Do one of his teammates. X-Ray intercepts that one. Now it's Core's turn. Simus there to keep it on the Firebirds half. X-Ray, it's got one man to beat, but Crispy coming out of nowhere for the clear. Now, Simus looking to pass this ball and not able to do much.
Ball's going to stay on the Carthage half, though, as Crispy will put a shot on net. Helix next man up. Wide left, and Carthage has to deal with all these continuous shots. None of them really finding the mark for Concord, but just that pressure keeps accumulating, and it seems like eventually this Carthage team might crack, but not quite yet, as X-Ray will get the double tap off the wall. Nothing much coming, as Core will have to send it away. X-Ray next man up to Core, shot! Crispy, the save off the post, and a minute left, and Concord will get a much-needed break there. Crispy trying to do it on the offensive end. He'll leave it for Simus, the flip. 50. Carthage will step up, but not for enough time, as they'll be able to send it away. Crispy right back, and Carthage has to worry about this Concord team still being aggressive, even though Carthage is trying to pick up the aggressiveness themselves and find the goal. Simus off his own backboard will carry it over X-Ray. The reset, he's got it. Demo as well, and it'll get past Core. Simus will do it himself from his own backboard. X-Ray tried to float with him. Simus had the reset, and Vale gets the demo. Core wasn't able to find the save, and now Carthage in the same situation Concord was in last game, down 2 goals with under a minute left, 30 seconds for them. Daunting task, but let's see if Carthage is up for it. This time it'll be cleared away by Helix. X-Ray trying to do something, passing it mid, go ceiling. Simus will be there, Core back mid. No boost for a lot of these players on Concord. Oh. Vale will find it, and now Carthage has life with 16 seconds remaining. Concord, none of their players had much boost, and Helix was just racing back and forth, not able to get the save, and now just 16 seconds remaining. The kickoff crucial for both of these teams. They'll go out to the right side to X-Ray. It's going to be 50 by Crispy, though, and Vale has to jump quickly to try and get there. Won't be able to do much. Core will step up and make sure it doesn't go in the net, but not a lot of boost for any of these Carthage players. The X-Ray goes ceiling. Vale has to cut it off and send it to the corner. Crispy all the way up to the ceiling himself. He's going to get a reset there. He's got it. Instead, it's going to be a fake. That's just devastating for Carthage. You had the opportunity because of a miss, but Concord has the awareness to fake that one and let that ball drop, and we're going to be tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, they knew nobody had boost on the side of Carthage. They figured just let that one drop. Simus is definitely a key contributor for Concord for sure. I mean, the main difference is him just carrying the ball over, whichever person challenges, whether it's Core, whether it's X-Ray, whether it's Vale. He's able to carry that ball over, and that presents a detriment for Carthage Red, because there's one less man back there, and there's so much more pressure being put on you. So much more creativity is allowed toward Concord to do basically what they want on the offensive side with that man advantage. So I think that's what the difference was in Game 4. Game 5, we're tied up 2-2, and yeah, if I told you, if you asked the average person, Carthage Red 0-5, you think they're going to win this series? Some people might have said, they're going to get swept, but they got 2 games off of Concord, the national champ from last spring. Okay, I was going to say, if that did not go in, I was going to say.
Vale slams that one off the post, and he'll be able to race back just in time to get it over Helix, but Carthage gets a much-needed first goal of the game, and that's going to be a huge part of the success if Carthage is able to keep that aggressive and the momentum they had. Core the pre-flip will be able to follow it up, and Crispy will be the man up to it. Vale trying to race Simus up in the air. Simus there. He'll pinch it away, and X-Ray back mid. No one there for Carthage. Core tries to shut down the touch from Helix, but Helix will get a free sidewall read all the way over to Simus. Simus misses his touch, but Crispy steps up, gets the demo as well, and unfortunately go to the other side. Crispy, a big play, but the 50 will go all the way downfield, and Helix races back, but Core able to find it. Helix jumps just a tad bit late, and Carthage a 2-0 lead with just 40 seconds passing in this game.
Yeah, Carthage, when they get the space, they excel in their shooting from the midfield line. I mean, it's just incredible to see these players work with so much space in front of them. And again, like we've been saying, like a broken record, I mean, most of these teams have made it difficult for Carthage to do that, you know, just isolating them toward their own half, but we're really seeing Carthage break out a little bit more than we have been in the last few weeks. As Concord trying to get something on the board, backboard touch, Helix there to read it, Concord back in it.
This pressure, though Carthage has been so successful in this kind of pressure, it just seems like Concord is doing a little bit more than most teams are doing, especially putting these shots a little bit higher than the net and making Carthage waste boost to get the save, getting you uncomfortable. And Carthage hasn't been able to get the as many of the clears as they'd want, and Concord has taken advantage of that. But they have 2 goals in this game, still in the lead. Simus will get the reset and try to make something happen. Concord does have to race back, but Crispy able to get there in time. X-Ray the pinch mid, but it'll be left for Vale. Vale finds a pass to Core mid. Core a missed touch, and Simus will be able to get to it. Crispy leaves it for Helix, and looks like trying to set something up. Helix, low boost, he'll try and 50 the ball, but Vale shut it down, and Core now the man of game 2. Let's see if he's got it in game number 5. Actually, I think it was game number 3. See if he can find it in game number 5. Had 5 goals in game number 3, and Carthage would like to see him pick up a bigger role again here and try and pick them up and carry them to a win here. But Crispy, the touch off the sidewall. Helix will throw it up, and Crispy will be able to get up there. The flip, Vale just a tad bit late to tie things up at 2 apiece.
That breaks the bank open on that one. Ties it up at 2, and Concord still in this one to win it. I mean, at this point, you can really say this is anybody's series. I mean, both these teams are just going at it. Core again, the second one in game 5.
Core gets credited with the goal here, but what you won't see is the carry from Vale, and then this disruption. I think he gets the bump on that last guy up against Concord, and that's a good thing for this Carthage team to be able to make those plays out of something that's not as threatening as you'd think at the start, but then that player gets in front of your face, and it's difficult to find the save, and Carthage was able to take advantage of it. Player flying in is going to be X-Ray, but he won't be able to get there in time as Concord will get the save. Core, last man back, has to deal with 2 Concord players, but he'll get the save. X-Ray now, the catch. It's going to be dunked by Simus, and Concord, the next player flying in is Helix off the sidewall. Uncomfortable for Vale, but able to get the play and touch he needs. He'll be the next man up again, but the free flip won't connect. Concord has this ball in the Carthage corner. A demo. Helix off the backboard to Crispy, and it just seems like one demo was able to disrupt this Carthage defense enough to give Concord an opportunity. Simus is going to be the contributor on that demo, but Helix and Crispy combining with the assist and the goal respectively. Concord has a lot of the firepower and the prowess to keep this game super close, and Carthage has to find a way to rise to their level, it seems.
Yeah, it's a good old-fashioned shootout, it seems. So far in this game 5, it's a little over 2 minutes to go. Crispy gets slightly bumped. He's able to get another flip out of that one, though.
That's a tough touch for Helix. Simus has to race back.
Oh, it goes over him! Oh, but he
touches it to his own backboard, and he'll double it himself, narrowly escaping a goal. Concord will escape for just a moment, and now Simus with low boost trying to do something, but Core will fly in and make it difficult. Helix able to do something for Concord, but ball back on Carthage's half, and let's see if they can break out again and get one of these goals that they much need. Core will be up, leaves it for X-Ray. X-Ray has shot. Top down. Carthage gets a little help from the crossbar. Core finds the pass mid. X-Ray dusts anybody. Nobody up there to challenge him, and unfortunate for Simus to have to watch that one go in the net. Concord has a minute and 30 to answer back, but don't count them out yet. We've seen the aggressiveness and this play from them. Vale has to save a quick shot attempt, and they'll try and get the ball moving the other way, but Concord aggressive, and the demo comes out. X-Ray saves it for a moment, but Simus will get in there, and it just seems like once you hear that demo explosion, you wait a couple seconds, and the ball's in the net for this Concord team, and Carthage not able to deal with this aggressiveness.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, also, they're forced to put this ball in the middle of the net. That's the only place that they can really put it in that situation. And when you do that, you don't have somebody to back you up. It's free goals for Concord most of the time. X-Ray pops this one up mid, but Core will be there to read it. Bakes out one, but Felix will be there to keep it mid. A little over a minute to go here in this game 5. Crispy from above, almost putting that through.
That's quite the save from X-Ray off the inside of the post, but threat is not over for this Concord team. Carthage, X-Ray tries to go again for the save. The crossbar will help out Concord here as X-Ray has to deal with the violet touch off of it, not able to get his read. That ball is a little bit closer to the net off the bounce. It just seems like X-Ray is going to get that save and pinching it out. Carthage now behind in game number 5, looking to knot things up, but just this aggressive play from Concord. The kickoff goes haywire, and flying in is Simus with the goal.
Yeah, Core is caught awkward and in that position. Can't really do much when you have no boost, and you can try to backflip as fast as you can to the ball, but most of the time you're probably not going to get back there in time to get a clean save off, but still 40 seconds left.
X-Ray's going for the bump. Crispy will evade it. 30 seconds remaining. Carthage needs to find a goal here to give them a shot, but Concord's still keeping up that aggressive front. Simus the shot! X-Ray will save it. Not away for long though. Crispy will fly in. They are able to cut that off, but Concord just flying right back in. Helix is going to be the man there. Wait, this time Crispy will be able to cut things off in 10 seconds remaining. Core on the breakaway. Limited boost. What a reset pop. That ball's going to go flying. Not exactly what he needed in that situation. Save off the crossbar, and Concord will escape with game number 5. Putting the pressure back on Carthage. Seems like either of this team just wants to put the ball in the net. No one wants to find the net. Doesn't matter which net it is, but Crispy will save
he almost
that
had
one.
an own goal from Simus. But yeah, the big difference for sure is Concord's ability to just pressure Carthage Red's defense constantly, and Carthage Red just being caught in so many awkward situations, whether it's demos or just being out of position. It's not a consistent formula to win these games against a team like Concord, but we've seen a tale of two halves of some sort from Firebirds Red. In some games they're able to defend the ball cleanly, other games they aren't. And what I noticed is when Concord was behind and when they were tied up in this series, they had a sense of urgency to just get the goals right away and not really play around with the ball necessarily, but just be there when the time is right and just take your shot when it presents itself to you.
Yeah, Concord definitely been effective when they're behind and finding ways to tie things up and take the lead back. But Carthage needs to find a little bit of that themselves as they end up being behind. This Concord team is able to get out early a lot of this time, and Crispy trying to do that for his team, but Carthage will be able to find a save, but Core up to X-Ray. The pre-flip won't find the mark, and Concord answering back right away. Helix up this time. Gets a reset. So Crispy now. Shots. Both players from Carthage will commit, and they'll get the save, but still the attack is imminent from this Concord team, and it just feels like Carthage can't get away for just a brief second. But this time, a pass mid. X-Ray shot off the top of the backboard, and Crispy finds Simus upfield. Simus the double tap. Can he find it? Saved on the goal line. Great save by Core. He'll keep this knotted at 0 apiece. Helix now, he's going to get the 50, trying to get the double tap himself. X-Ray gets a touch, makes it uncomfortable. Helix will end up passing out. Simus the shot. Wide left, and X-Ray will easily save it. Lots of action in the first minute of play, but neither team is able to find the goal. As I say that, Crispy, the double reset off the ceiling, that's just filthy, and Simus will be able to help out. Crispy gets to reset once. It's the second one there, and it's a great effort from Carthage to save the first one, but so difficult when the next player is just flying in, and that's going to be a goal for Concord.
Right, and when you take that 50 as well, if you're Vale in that position, you might not have a chance to save that again. It's X-Ray almost getting one in quickly on the kickoff. That would have been nice for the Firebirds. Still in Concord territory, but slowly rolling now, rapidly rolling into Carthage Red territory. Now Vale tries to kick it out the Core, but
Simus misses the double, but he'll be able to get the touch off a missed touch. Helix to the backboard, the double tap,
and it just bounces in.
That's a crazy touch out of Helix. You think after this that if Core gets a little bit better touch, it looks like he passed it possibly right into him, and Helix will find it. Unfortunate for Carthage as you're down 2 goals with a minute and a half passed in this elimination game as you're trying to find this first goal. Looks like the hard sheet's going to work out again as Vale will slam it to the backboard, but Core flies in. Wow, that ball looks like it was a free catch for Concord. You see up to it was Crispy, but Core just dusts him.
Core's been waiting for a play like that for a while. We've seen him soaring against Simus. He wasn't able to do it. Against Crispy, he was able to get the ball going the way he wanted to. Someone's going to have to save this one. It'll be X-Ray, and Helix just making Carthage work for these clears, making them waste boost. That's another thing we talked about earlier.
That's a free ball for Core, though. He's going to have to deal with a flying in Helix, who will shut it down for a second. Crispy doubles it off his own backboard to save it away. But Carthage able to answer back on the 50. X-Ray mid to Core, just a little wide. And
I don't think X-Ray got all of that ball.
Yeah, not exactly the touch you want, but love the creativity, and that's been successful for this Carthage team. Vale trying to find mid this time for his team. X-Ray not able to get it. The demo sealing down, and fortunately for Carthage, Vale is right there to get the shot. Simus gets the demo on X-Ray, and that ball is just sky. Tough read for both teams, and Vale is able to do it.
Ties us up at 2. Kickoff going in favor of Concord. Crispy tried to put a shot on net. Didn't get a clean touch. Double effort from the Firebirds on defense. Now they're kind of scrambling around a little bit. Waterfall's down. Core is there to make the play, though.
A little bit of panic out of that Carthage team that you don't want to see when you're in this tough situation. Carthage needs to be as effective as they've been in the past on defense to keep this game where it is and maybe find a goal of their own. But they still have to deal with these plays from Concord. Helix is going to take it all the way downfield to get the bump on at the last second, but not enough as X-Ray will save it away, and Carthage trying to answer back. Pass mid. Helix is there. He's going to dust Vale, and Crispy next man up. Double to the backboard. Core. He'll catch and get the clear away. And now a pass from Simus right to Core. And that's going to hold things for a second for Concord. X-Ray off his own backboard, trying to get a little bit of unpredictability, but it won't phase this Concord team. Lots of bumps coming out. Core has to evade it. Helix trying to race Core up to the air. Simus will easily beat any Carthage defender, so Vale will smartly leave. And we've just had about 2 minutes of back and forth Rocket League here, and we got a minute 15 left before the end of regulation, and I wonder if Concord will be able to find some of these goals that they've had with this effective play, but Carthage doing a good job, and it seems like Concord's being a little bit more hesitant when this ball gets sent to the Carthage half. Simus, though, the reset, gets it over Core. X-Ray will pinch it away, but Helix can't find the shot, and seems like Concord is getting the yips for just a moment. X-Ray pass up to Core. 45 seconds remaining, and Carthage is able to escape every single one of these attacks and try and get something going. That was absurd. That is crazy out of Crispy. He touched it.
Wow.
I don't know how, but he touched it.
We need a super slow-mo in Rocket League. That's insane that he was able to bump X-Ray and just slightly touch that in the same instant. That's just impressive out of Concord. Well, still 30 seconds left for Carthage to try and tie this up. This is a series point here for Concord.
X-Ray, the double tap. Won't be able to find it, and Concord now with possession of the ball. Vale's going to try and shut that down. He'll be able to get the 50, but it'll go wide to Helix. X-Ray limited boost. They'll be able to slam the ball away, but just 10 seconds remaining. Carthage, it's do or die here. Core overran as Simus will be the man up. Helix with a touch of his own. Core finds it mid, but that's going to be difficult to follow as Helix will get the reset and send it away. X-Ray unfortunately puts it down, and Carthage has to deal with another devastating loss here in game number 6.
I think this was the toughest loss of the season by far. They had this one. They were in it till the very end for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm
You
pretty
can,
sure every single one of those games was a 1-goal game. Maybe a couple. I think
yeah,
there was a 1 2-goal game win for Carthage and one
yeah.
two
That
goal
was
game
the
for
one where,
Concord.
yeah, that was the one where Core scored 5. Now, I nothing but positive things to say about this team. I mean, they are 0-6. They're not going to make the playoffs, unfortunately, but we can say that this team gave it their all. Within these first 6 weeks of NECC play, they'll have Week 7 against Cleveland State in a couple weeks' time. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I've got nothing but great things to say about this Carthage Red team. Also, anything you have to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so tough to see this kind of continual storyline that Carthage has to face where you're fighting for game after game after game, and it's just 1 goal too short here, 1 goal too short there. And they're playing well, and fortunately for Carthage, they do have another season coming up in MCRL. That's kicked
Yep.
under the way. We saw some action from it last week. And so that's going to be an opportunity for Carthage to play against these Wisconsin teams and prove that they're still as good as they were back in the fall,
Yes.
even though they've had a little bit of a slow part with this increased competition. Upcoming as well is going to be them at Midwest Battlegrounds. I believe they took second place last year, or possibly third place. But
One or the other, but
yeah,
yes, they did have a podium placement.
up against Michigan State Green was, I believe, their end. But Carthage beat that Michigan State Green team at Red Cedar Rumble, so
Yes,
a
they
good
did.
opportunity for them
And
to.
they won that tournament too. So
Yeah.
yeah, another notch on the belt. So I mean, if this is your first time seeing Carthage Red, and you're like, wait a minute, they're 0-6. Have they won anything? Yes, they have won things. They've won WEC in the fall. They won the Red Cedar Rumble too. So they've gotten their fair share of hardware. They're just getting things adjusted for Division 1, and that's okay. That's okay. We'll throw the upcoming schedule here up on the stream here. So week 7 they'll have Cleveland State March 18th, 7 p.m. And another note that Carthage suffered a 4-2 week 6 loss against Leslie University Black. I looked at the game scores, very close. 1 goal, maybe one that was like 2 goals, but again, just the same thing that you brought up before with the whole storyline thing. It's just so to a point, it's very frustrating, but I just like how this team is handling it. They're just handling it as sort of a learning experience instead of just, getting tilted after every week. That's definitely, kudos to their mental fortitude for sure. And again, a disclaimer, times may be subject to change due to reschedule, although we do not believe this Cleveland State match will be rescheduled outside of the 7 p.m. time slot, so probably bank on that staying the same. But that will be it for Carthage Red. We will have Carthage Black kicking off at 8:30, and they will be going against MST Gold. But for now, we will have an intermission break. Stay tuned. Well, thank you all for sticking around. We will have Carthage Black versus MST Gold in a matter of minutes. We'll go ahead and throw up the standings for Division 3 Midwest B. This is the first time we have Carthage Black on the stream for spring 2026. They lead Division 3 with a perfect 5-0 record, but game record 20-5. Still a very, very excellent record for Carthage Black to have. They have head-to-head victories over St. Ambrose, Minnesota Mankato, Missouri State, NIU, and Central Methodist University. Northern Illinois highlighted in red because they forfeited their entire season. To the credit of Carthage Black, as they scrimmed NIU a little more, a couple weeks ago in the season, and NIU, for whatever reason, we don't know exactly, can only infer why they forfeited their season, but regardless, they have forfeited their season. That's why they're highlighted in red. Carthage Black plays Missouri Valley in week 7, so that'll be another nice showdown. But, I mean, looking at the standings hustle, I mean, what jumps out to you?
The big thing probably is the a little bit closer in this division than we've seen in Carthage Red's division in Division 1. Those middle-of-the-pack teams, especially St. Ambrose, MST, Missouri State, and it looks like a lot of them haven't actually played each other at this current moment. So those teams, there's a lot of opportunity for those teams to move up in the standings. But one of those teams is going to have to play Carthage Black today, and that's going to be a tough task as Carthage Black sitting at 5-0. Clearly the best team in this conference, and if you're MST and you're trying to get the ball rolling for these next couple of weeks, you really gotta show up against a top team this week to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and MST Gold got their first victory last week in week 4 against Missouri Valley, 4-2 win, and one of their players, Rift, who's on the roster, 21 goals on the season alone against Missouri Valley, had 8 goals, 2 assists, 11 saves, 14 shots, 17 demos, 57% shooting. So he's going to be one to look out for if you're the Firebirds in this series.
Yeah, but it's still going to be tough going up against this Carthage team, especially with the veteran leadership they've got and just the mechanical skill as well. This Carthage team, you'll see it in the play style, but they like to play quick. They like to play quick to the ball. They like to play fast in the air and make some plays that you aren't used to seeing.
Yep.
And they also like to follow each other up very, very well. So it might be difficult for a one-man show like Rift to perform in this environment when Carthage is playing so well together.
Yeah, well-oiled machine for sure. I think do we have time to put the player to watch graphic up there? Okay, we do. So our player to watch for tonight is none other than Pixler himself, Aura Farming in that picture. Penn Gilchrist Jr., Carthage RL Black captain, hometown Waukesha, Wisconsin High School, Waukesha South, yada yada. Back-to-back Wasilla champion. Fall 2024 MCRL champion with Carthage Red. That team having Pixler, Vale, and Nyrom. Nyrom, one of our great players that we had from over the years. Definitely miss seeing him in this arena for sure, competing every week. And we are about to get set for this best of 7 series between undefeated Carthage Black and MST Gold, looking for their second real win. I know that it says 2-2 on our standings, but MST got a forfeit win by virtue of NIU forfeiting their season. So MST trying to make it 2 in a row, but Carthage Black looking to make it 6 in a row.
Yep. If Carthage is able to do that today, they're going to be pretty much securing that top spot. It's going to be them playing Missouri Valley next week, which should be a showdown for sure, but not to look ahead for this Carthage team as you got to take care of business today.
Yes.
But we're looking forward to seeing them compete in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they've clinched a playoff spot, but you would want to be at the top of your conference, able to play a little bit of a lower seed and then also not having to play anyone in your conference for a little bit longer. But
right. They
could still drop, but this week we think they're going to be able to perform against this MST Gold team.
Yeah, and again, it's a synergistic factor. I mean, heading into this fall season, Pixler, Flair, Joystick, all of them just telling me that, we got something going on behind the scenes. We're so synergized together. We get to see that for the first time on an NECC weekly stream here. We had Carthage White on last week, and now we get Carthage Black at immediate center there. Flair not able to net anything thus far. Pixler going off the right wall. Gonna get a center opportunity to Flair. Kicks it out, but Trey is there to collected. Gets a flick, but gets demoed for his troubles by Flair. And this is a team that will demo you no matter what. They are not scared to do that. You know, I got a guy in Pixel who had off 10 demos last fall, so he is no stranger to doing those sort of things. Flair trying to pass it to Pixel, but Blade cuts him off. Blade, the captain for this MS Gold team, and he's going to score.
There's a big demo you'll see from Rift, making a big difference. Joystick tries to get that corner boost, and as he turns in, Rift is right on his tail, and that's going to leave the net wide open for Blade. So Carthage is going to have to be a little bit more wary of that. When they like to play aggressive, they got to be careful about players, their third man getting demoed on these breakaways. So we'll see if Carthage adapts at all, or if they just try and double down and play super aggressive up against this MST Gold team. But Joystick trying to do something, trying to make up for that demo last possession. Flair pitching in the pass mid to Pixler. He won't find the mark. Joystick just off, and Carthage not able to score there, but able to recover in enough time and switch the field around again. Joystick off the backboard won't get the job done, but Carthage still passing the ball between each other, keeping possession. That one will be careened back into their half, but it seems like Carthage always ready, picking up a 50 and pushing the ball right back into this MST Gold half. MST Gold has to find some defensive resilience if they're going to keep this lead. Otherwise, Carthage might be able to steamroll them if they keep this pressure up. There's a demo from Blade. We saw demos can make a big part, but Pixler off his own backboard will clear it away, and Joystick will help him out, pushing it past midfield. And then Flair will pick it up right from there. Pixler, the shots off the mark. Carthage knocking at the door once again. Every single player pitching in, but it seems like this MST Gold team is able to keep the defense up just enough to keep Carthage out of their own net.
Yeah, and Carthage with 3 great chances to score there. 4th one, but again, another save from MST Gold. They're just not allowing Carthage Black to get these clean looks. And if you're Joystick, if you're Pixler, in those positions where you're just an inch off, it's got to just be devastating a little bit for the rest. But you got to put that behind you. Got to realize you're still in this game. There's a lot of time. Joystick pass it back to Pixler. Interesting decision there. Rift going to carry that one. Flair forces the 50 to at least stall MST's plans to score. That was a brilliant play from Carthage, because that pass back between Joystick and Pixler could have gone south in a hurry, but luckily for them, they're able to alleviate some of that pressure for the moment. Pixler trying to take a 50. The ball will stay dormant for a little while. Flair takes a 50. It'll be Pixler's turn to push up on this, but Trey with a good catch off the ball, but Joystick there. Pixler gets bumped out of the play, so he'll have to rotate. Ball goes past Flair, and now it's Trey and Rift trying to make something happen here and just prevent Carthage from scoring. Pixler, no boost. Just hoping that MST Gold misses that touch. Joystick, slight save. Pressure's going to be on him again. Rises up to the occasion. The ball goes past Pixler. Luckily, players there underneath to 50 that one away. Joystick, the follow-up. The shot was online, but Blade, good save. Demo from MST Gold. Blade trying to fit it through, but Rift is there and puts it through.
Seems like Carthage has just a little bit of a slow start, and MST Gold has came to play. The aggressive physical play has been very valuable to them and effective to get the ball in the net. But Carthage able to get a couple of shots on net we've seen that haven't found it. So minute 30 left, but Carthage has had a lot of opportunities, and we expect to see a few more before this game is over. And if MST Gold gets a little relaxed on defense, it could be easy for Carthage to find the net. Pixar with the beat, but Trey will be back. The demo not enough, and Carthage once more. Flair can't get the 50 on the goal line, and MST Gold will survive another possession, but Carthage answering back quickly. Joystick, the shot mid. Blade not able to get the save. Flair off the unsuccessful save from MST Gold, and Flair will bring this Carthage team within one, I should say.
Yeah, he kind of just redirected that over to Trey, and he's like, hey, Trey, score that for me right quick. Definitely. Down 1, 54 seconds.
Flair gets the beat off the kickoff and now trying to get the ball mid to a teammate. Trey will be there to shut things down. Pixar dives, but he won't be able to get there. Blade now full boost on the Carthage backboard. He's going to leave it for Rift. A shot! Pixar will get back in time. Now Pixar trying to clear it away, but he doesn't have the boost to carry it. But Blade uncomfortable for a second. Pix will dive, but he won't get it. Now Carthage looking to keep the pressure up. Flair will wait for a second and get the 50. Now Blade on his own. Trey behind him with a little bit of boost. Pixar the pass mid. Joystick.
Oh my God!
Joystick, the weak touch. Pixar has the awareness to flip that one in, and Carthage will tie things up with 20 seconds remaining. MST Gold a little stunned at the play, and now they've got to find a way to get back to those 2 goals before that aggressive play.
That's what happens when you have so much synergy with a player that you've been teaming with since high school. I mean, that was just insane out of Joystick and Pixar.
Definitely when the time came to it, they were able to get the job done. Let's see if they're able to rise to the occasion again. Blade here trying to do it for the MST Gold team. He won't have the boost, and Flair will take it away. It's going to be challenged on the ceiling by Trey, and Trey will send it to the ground. We're going to get extra time here in game number 1. It's Carthage looking to get out to an early lead, and MST Gold to get the start to an upset potentially. Sidewall out to Flair. Flair the reset. It's going to find the backboard. Trey will clear it away. The shot from Pixar.
Oh, no, it's
off
short.
The mark. Joystick racing in to keep possession, but 2 players from MST Gold will be able to send it away for a second. Trey, though, he's going to get the full boost, and can he do anything? Sporting the Vitality decal, does he have a vintage Zen moment? Low boost, though, and unfortunately won't be able to get the job done. The ball still on Carthage's half. 30 seconds have passed in overtime. Blade off the backboard, won't be able to finish it. Joystick now, a couple wall dashes to pick up speed. Pixar the lead blocker, he can't get Rift. The ball off the backboard. Blade will clear it away, and MST Gold will survive another possession. Carthage and MST Gold alike have both had opportunities in overtime here, but still knotted at 2 apiece. Nobody able to get the game 1 lead and win.
See what Blade can do here off his corner. Flair takes it away. Joystick's there, lines it up for Flair, but it's not through. But Pixar, oh my God, they're not able to put it through. And now it's Trey carrying this one with Blade, the lead blocker, but now somehow Joystick is able to make the save. Rift gets 50'd.
Miss, unfortunate for Carthage, and MST Gold will not be able to capitalize.
Wow. Unreal. Pixar trying to center it to one of his teammates. Someone's got to be there for the save. It'll be Joystick there for the touch, but Blade recenters it. Now Carthage backs against the wall. Flair pass to Pixar. That one goes wide, though. Not as clean as they would have liked it in that instance. Now it's Joystick's turn to pass this one back to Flair, who puts it in for the Firebirds.
Back and forth this overtime was. Both teams able to get shots on net, and this time Carthage will prevail.
Look at this. Oh,
They're
what
living
Mondo
up
did
this
with the
screen
camera
time.
last year. Oh, that was great. That was a great way to end it. I mean, it just comes to show the continuity that this team has, Carthage Black team has. They just stay in it no matter what. I mean, they were down in the later stages of this. They found their way back, and it's just due to just craftiness on the offensive side. You talk about the weak pass that Joystick gave to Pixar, and then you talk about the clean rotations in that overtime possession to really send it home for the Firebirds in game 1.
Yeah, both
Incredible.
teams got the opportunity to take advantage of some mistakes, and some of them they weren't able to complete, and Carthage and MST both got away with mistakes each. So this game, not as clean as you want to see for either team, but I would say that it seems like MST Gold is playing just a little bit better than Carthage, and Carthage just got a couple of opportunities. So if MST Gold is able to buckle down here, keep that mental fortitude, they could be able to steal an upset, but otherwise, Carthage, all smiles for them as they're able to come away with that overtime win in game 1, but they got to realize that the job's not finished, and this MST Gold team can get out to a 2-0 lead early like they were in the last game. See if Carthage is able to flip the script a little bit as Pixar takes a shot, but it won't find the mark. Joystick try to keep the possession. Pass mid, nobody there. Flair racing to keep possession himself, and it's not going to be exactly a great touch. He'll get it mid, though, and Trey will send it away. MST Gold with an opportunity, but Carthage will be able to clear the ball out. MST Gold still not able to get back to that form that they had at the start of game number 1. Might be thanks to Carthage waking up for a little bit, but also could just be
Oh, what a shot.
this MST Gold team with a little bit of luck at the beginning, but a pass mid from Joystick. Flair's gonna race in, very limited boost, and Blade can't catch up fast enough. Rift not able to get the save, and that's an early lead for Carthage, stopping the MST Gold momentum that was coming from that first game, and now it's all Carthage from here.
This has been a night for the seniors tonight, Hustle. I mean, we know senior night's not for another 2 weeks, but I mean, Vale and Flair are clocking in for overtime here. They're doing a lot for their respective teams tonight.
Yeah, this has, with seniors, this obviously the season carries a lot of weight. Competing in a division like Carthage Black is, where they're sitting at 5-0 and you know that you're going to compete for the rest of the time, you want to give your best footing, and it looks like MST Gold's going to steal one there.
I'm not really. Oh no, Joystick.
No.
Ah.
But as I was saying, Flair, been in the program for a few years.
Yep.
And now with an opportunity to steal some possible championship wins with this team that has been so dominant in Division number 3. Obviously the sky's the limit, but it's also that those kinds of players are able to have a little bit more drive when you're talking about practices outside of game night, but also that time, that little bit of energy that you might not have if you're just clocking in for a normal day. But this time, every single game here is just that much closer to the end of the season, the possible end of your time playing Rocket League here at a high level.
Yeah.
So we'd like to see, as Vale and Flair have been, just stepping up for their teams, and we know that they can make a difference. So looking forward to this Midwest Battlegrounds series this weekend. Look to see them living up one of their final LAN events, but also competing at a high level and possibly taking home some hardware.
Yeah. It's going to be great to see them play in those tournaments for sure and finish out the NECC season. But Rift finds another fast break opportunity, and all of a sudden, as we're talking about the seniors, MST Gold breaks out to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it looks like Carthage, as they're trying to be aggressive into the midfield, the possessions aren't exactly going their way and the touches aren't either. So Carthage needs to find a way to shore up these mechanical issues and the lackadaisical communication and rotations to make sure that this MST Gold team really has to fight for these goals. Otherwise, it's going to make the daunting comeback just that much harder. This time, putting in a little bit better effort on defenses. Multiple players pitching in, but they'll find a pass mid to Trey. MST Gold, another goal. Trey off the pass from Blade, a big 50. Joystick not able to get the ball away, and that pass is mid just enough to get it past Pixar. Flair, a last-ditch effort, won't be able to come up with it. And MST Gold has been able to take some of that momentum back that they lost at the end of game number 1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see it in their ability to have some fast break opportunities again on the kickoff, trying to put a fourth one in there, but they're just getting Carthage caught sleeping on offense here. I mean, they're just trying to do great things. I heard somebody leave the party in game, but nonetheless, though, yeah, MST has just been great getting these fast break opportunities. Another one presenting itself, and there just seems like Carthage Black is just all pushed up a little bit too much here, and they're just looking for the shots, and sometimes just gotta pull back a little bit, have that third man there still in rotation, not rush things, and especially when MST Gold is just winning these 50s in the air too. It wastes boosts from the side of Carthage Black, puts them out of position, and that's really the difference maker for MST Gold to have such a big lead of this capacity, as they're trying to put, again, the fourth one through Rift with a possible center, but it's taken away by Flair. NECC Esports is rating the stream. Wow.
Gonna get some extra eyes on this game. Carthage, 5-0, a big team, but MST Gold looking to pull off an upset and push a little bit of their playoff odds up. This game, they were able to come to this 3-1 lead. Last game, took a 2-0 lead early, but unfortunately, Carthage was able to battle back and win in overtime. So if MST Gold is able to get back to that momentum, it's going to seem like this Carthage team is going to have to keep putting in a huge effort to stop this machine from moving. and possibly put this Carthage team on upset watch as we go into the last 45 seconds where Carthage has been stunned for the last 2 minutes plus.
And you can't always assume that the Houdini plays are going to be there in every game. So, like you said, also Carthage is going to have to, you know, put maybe a little bit more effort into this series in terms of trying to get something to go. They almost did it there, but Blade there for the save.
20 seconds left. This is do or die moment for Carthage, and they've got the pressure to try and make something happen, but it doesn't seem like it's coming to anything. Joystick stepping up. Shot. Blade will save it, and 12 seconds remaining now. Carthage needs to find something quick, and Flair's going to have to race back. Not a lot of time remaining. Rift on his tail. Joystick is going to touch the ball up, but there's not enough time to get 2 shots off here. Ball's going to careen back. Flair trying to take one for the road. It's a little bit of momentum, and instead it's going to go all the way back to the Carthage half. Joystick putting it down. MST Gold flips the script here in game number 2 in convincing fashion after those 2 early goals, but then also picking up the third one to put them above this Carthage team. Flair, the lone scorer for Carthage. I believe it was the first one of the game, and MST Gold was just able to battle back so quickly.
Yeah, they were able to battle back, and what Carthage was trying to do on the offensive side of just speed up their internal clock, but when you do that in some instances on defense, you're going to be scrambled. You're going to be trying to figure out who is going to be back there when everybody's up there. You know, it's usually the one that's furthest back, but if the furthest back is past midfield, how are you going to have somebody there to really save that ball? And for Rift to have such great awareness for MST Gold to really carry the ball into Carthage's half was huge for them, and they're going to have to ride on his momentum as well as Blade's ability on defense to save this ball. He's got a great amount of close saves, especially in that game too. Prevented 2 great possessions from Carthage Black, and if he wasn't there, I mean, Carthage Black could have maybe tied the thing up 3-3. So definitely credit to him. Rift again, just going off for MST.
That possession just flipped so quickly. Rift smartly is going to grab that mid boost. Pixlr, Joystick, and Flair all on low boost for this Carthage team. He'll turn around and just get the beat over the last man. And we talked about Rift and Blade being such a big impact on this team, but it seems like as you look at the game so far, especially game number 1, it seemed like Trey seemed to be the weak link, but the confidence that we've seen out of all these MST Gold players, but especially Trey off their own backboard, to stop these plays from Carthage and flip the script quickly, has been something that you can't count out for this team, and it's been a huge part of their success in this most recent game, but also possible success in the upcoming games to push this upset. Joystick on the goal line. He's going to pass mid. MST Gold will use 2 players to get that one out, but Carthage not able to find the equalizer there, and MST Gold will escape for just a moment.
Demo on the flare. Pixlr goes for the 50, but again, Rift is just owning Carthage when it comes to the 50s, and just getting the ball past them. Flare, slight touch. It's a center opportunity, but Blade there to knock it away for the moment. Pixlr though recenters it. Blade, a little bit of a questionable touch, and it's in for Pixlr.
Pixlr, a little bit of a speedster of his own. We've seen Rift play that kind of role and be so successful up against this Carthage team. Costly miscue by them to not clear that ball right away, and Pixlr will take advantage of it and put it right in the net, and that's going to give Carthage a little bit of breathing room, as last game you're down pretty much the entire game, and this game you were down at the start, but now a little bit of life as you're trying to fight back and get some of that momentum back in game number 3 here.
It's always a gamble when you try to hit the ball, in front of your net. I know it's sometimes inadvertent, but I mean, Blade's touch was huge in setting up that Pixlr goal, and it was great for him to be there in that position. And Carthage Black is a team that takes advantage of those opportunities when it presents.
Yeah, one thing we can definitely notice about Carthage is the quick rotations out of the first man.
Flair's going to want that one back for sure.
A lot of times the third man will be pressing up very, very quickly, and we'll see here that first man just gets completely beat as he tries to step up. Pixlr not quick enough to get back, and Trey will be able to find the easy tap-in goal. So those kind of miscues are really hard to overcome mentally, because it just seems like you didn't even have a chance to make a save. You thought you had the right play, and then in hindsight, you're just looking back, it's like, you're thinking to yourself, why did I do that? Why did I give up that possession? Why did I make that decision? And now you're overthinking that for the rest of the game. But Carthage has to find a way to get outside of that and get back to that high level of play that they find so impressive and so successful.
Yeah, and it goes to show on the last possession too. I mean, Flair had an open shot, and you know, when you overshoot that, and you know, the rest of the team thinks maybe you're gonna score that. I mean, it just scrambles things even more for Carthage Black, and that's the thing too. They have these offensive possessions. They are getting the space. It's just when it comes down to the quick execution, it just seems like MST Gold has their number basically every single time. Since the latter part of game 2. And since then, MST has just been able to keep the momentum their way. Flair almost putting that through.
Yeah, look for those opportunities like that to come in clutch for Carthage. Flair, pretty impressive with his skills off his own back, doubling the ball off the opponent's backboard. Flip resets as well can be very valuable for him, and every single player on this Carthage team has that mechanical skill. So if MST isn't able to limit the times that Carthage gets the opportunity to have those free plays, they're going to have trouble defending them when these players just keep getting the shots off, and eventually they're going to fall. Joystick has an opportunity. The flip reset.
Oh my!
Rift will come up with the save, but Carthage answering back. Flair sends it off the backboard. Joystick's going to be up there off Blade. It's going to be saved away. Carthage has to scramble back. Flair's got no boost. Rift's upfield though to his own to the backboard. Flair will be there. Trey trying to make one more effort at the goal, but Joystick will race away with it, and he's now back on the other half. MST Gold has to defend. Shot. Pixlr off the left corner. And that one also near millimeters from finding the Carthage, the MST Gold net, and they'll escape for just a brief moment. Rift will come up with a clutch demo, and now Carthage has to deal with one less man for a brief moment. The power play going in the favor of MST Gold. Rift trying to take advantage of it as he pushes the ball downfield, but big 50 from Pixlr. A big bump as well on Trey. Shot, Pixlr. The demo smoke will not find it. Joystick off the post. Carthage cannot find it. Pixlr able to send it away, and now MST Gold catches another break. The lead still holding, and Carthage doesn't seem to have anything working. A pass mid. Blade doesn't take advantage of that one. That could have been costly, and now 16 seconds remaining. Flair, the lead blocker for Joystick. Trey will get back. The demo comes through.
No, but Trey's there to carry it away. He's going to carry it past Joystick. Joystick right behind him.
Big 50 mid. Rift will be there. He'll get one touch. Can he get another? Flair trying to pass mid. Pixlr, it's off the top of his car. Alive for just a moment, but he's going to be dunked by Blade. MST Gold takes game number 3.
Yeah, tough break in that last 30 seconds for Carthage Black. You felt like they were going to have the shot to do it. So many shots going off of the crossbar. It just feels like MST Gold's net is filled with, an invisible force field that we can't see, because some of those shots definitely should have went in for the Firebirds. And, at one point, both teams are bumping each other out of the way, trying to fight for this ball. A true dogfight in that last 30 seconds. And unfortunately for Carthage, they came up short in that game 3, but it's game 4. It's not, quite in danger mode if you're the Firebirds, but I mean, you would like to have this game 4 to at least equalize the series to give yourself a little bit more momentum. Flair looking to fake out Trey on the kickoff, and there we go. That's the tone setter that you need to start this game 4 out.
Carthage catches a little bit of a break that MST Gold has been getting this entire series off the kickoff. Trey, full boost, but not enough to get the possession away from Flair. He'll flick it over effortlessly. In 4 seconds, Carthage with the quick lead. Let's see if they're able to hold on, or if MST Gold is able to find that momentum that they just had a brief moment ago. Flair trying to do it again. He won't be able to do anything, and it's going to leave the ball for Pixlr on the defensive half. Costly miss by Blade. Rift able to recover for just a brief moment, but Pixlr racing down, low boost. He'll be able to be there. Joystick off the backboard. The net's open. There. Flair saved by Trey.
Wow. Trey with a brilliant save for MST Gold. Demo out of rotation for Joystick. Rift trying to flick it past Flair. He's not able to do so. Blade put in a position where he can catch this ball, but he's got to be quick with what he decides to do. Is Joystick puts it center. Trey hops it up. Flair and Pixlr both miss, and it's a fast break opportunity yet again. Oh, but they won't capitalize this time. A great demo, though, by the Carthage Black defense. Flair takes the 50, takes another one. Pixlr's there. He's got one man to beat. Oh, it's a perfect shot, and Rift is there for the save. Now Pixlr looking to do something else, but Rift, a great touch, and now it's in Carthage Black's half. Joystick carrying it from the midline. Let's see what he can do. Trying to run block for Flair, but Flair takes a 50 and get beat to the wall by Rift. Ball goes past Pixlr. Joystick there underneath, but Trey pops it. Flair going to give his teammate a favorable bounce and try to get this out of the half once again, but MST Gold just putting on more pressure. Demo. Look at Joystick. Trying to get it past Trey. Trey just being an ultimate pass, just trying to center this one for MST Gold and just make Carthage Black think twice about thinking we're safe from defending the ball. You're not safe. It's still on their half, but Flair somehow finds an opening. Save. Pixlr shot above the crossbar again, and it seems to be the same story here. Blade.
He'll get that one all the way to the backboard, and it just seems like both of these teams have came alive in this game number 4.
Yeah.
Realizing the stakes of this game, how much pressure it can put on the team that you're playing up against. Carthage trying to escape the game number 5, the elimination game 5, and MST Gold trying to get them there, but it seems like Carthage has been able to live up a little bit better. They got the lone goal in the game, but don't count this MST Gold team out, as they're able to get a lot of these counterattacks, and Carthage isn't immune to these costly misses that can balloon into big opportunities for MST Gold. But the demos coming out for both teams, it seems like both teams are realizing that the physical game is going to be a crucial advantage, but Carthage has to be able to live up to the speed that this MST Gold team has been able to play with. And Trey will find the net. A big goal. Blade, the speed, the reset. He's going to 50 it away from Flair, and he's also going to put a beeline on Joystick.
He just put ghost pressure on Joystick there. I mean, if you don't get the bump or anything like that, the goal there is just to put ghost pressure on your opponent. That's exactly what Blade did. Served his role well. It's 1-1 here. Less than 2 to go. Flair trying to pass it out, but Joystick a little far away for that one. And possession, well, was MST Gold's. Joystick puts a shot on line, but Trey there for the easy save. Pixlr just trying to cause chaos in that net. Just trying to open up something for the Firebirds. Pixlr, no boost. Not able to challenge it on the wall. He's gonna have to find some boost. See what Flair can do this time. Leaves it up for Trey. Just keeps pouring on the pressure. Flair finds an escape route. It's centered. Somebody there. Pixlr was, but it's knocked away by MST Gold's defense. And MST Gold's defense has been highly efficient outside of that one goal. That's open for MST. Take advantage of it. 2-1 lead.
That demo was on the back line of Carthage, while the possession was in the hand of the ball was in the possession of Carthage only. So MST Gold really playing aggressive, and those kind of plays can be high risk, high reward. As we see there, they're going to get the reward, and now Carthage has to find a way to answer back with just 56 seconds remaining. And this time, this one's not going to be it. Trey able to clear it away for a second. Both of his players racing to help him out. A bump for Carthage will relieve pressure for a moment, and Pixlr's going to be full boost off the sidewall. Touches to himself, the pre-flip, the bump, the shot from Joystick. It's not going to connect. Flair, though, trying to come up big for his team. Off the backboard, it won't be able to find the mark. But pass back mid to Pixlr this time. Again, the shot not there. Joystick, the shot. Pressure mounting on this MST Gold team. Now they're trying to flip the script and pass back. The drop down to Blade. Trey trying to find Blade there, but the shot will come off the mark, and now Carthage has to find a way out of their own half into the net of this MST Gold team. But it seems like they just keep coming up big with the plays that are needed to stall the pressure. Backboard, now we're at 0 seconds, limited time. Pixlr, the ball racing away from him. He's gonna find a way to put it up. Trey, though, he's gonna be able to float and shut down anything from Flair. The miss, Joystick the shot!
No!
It looked short. Blade was able to come away with the save. And Carthage now on elimination in game number 5. This MST Gold team looking to force this upset that has been looming over every single goal that they get. And now Carthage has to worry about making the near reverse sweep to come back to keep the undefeated season alive.
I think one of the big things to point out is the saves for MST Gold. 11 on their side, and granted, they've been facing a lot of pressure from Firebirds Black, and to be able to save it that consistently while also maintaining the lead and finding a way to get opportunities to go your way on the defense side to quickly flip the field is impressive for sure. For Carthage Black, it's just been that struggle of trying to figure out what they want to do on offense. It seems like they have something planned, but it gets shut down so quickly that they're not able to really react to a secondary option, and that's where they're really struggling to find sort of that rhythm on the offensive side, just to keep leads in general.
Yeah, Carthage has been burned a lot of times on these aggressive plays where the third man tries to step up and make something happen. Let's see if they make any adjustments in this game number 5. Joystick, we saw Flair come away with a goal at the start, and Joystick will keep the tune going. Carthage able to find it on the save, on the kickoff. Pixlr able to push it past. Joystick puts Rift X on skates. And that's going to be huge for Carthage, trying to get the momentum going again. Another kickoff. Carthage looking to keep something out of it, but Pixlr will have the possession. He'll have to go around Rift. Rift doing his best to keep Pixlr off of his line, and he'll be able to leave the ball for Trey. Flair stepping up, but it's going to be another possession for this MST Gold team. But Carthage working together again to clear the ball off. Pixlr, the double touch off the sidewall. He's going to be bumped off. Joystick trying to step up. Won't be able to make it happen. Flair stepping up himself. Playing high off the backboard. Joystick up. Saved by Blade. And MST Gold, each player coming up big to get the saves that are needed to keep the ball out of the net and keep this lead at just 1 for Carthage.
Carthage trying to build onto that lead a little bit here and, make MST Gold work for their possessions. Pixlr double! And it's through.
You've seen these goals from Pixlr, the shots just not fall, and here he's going to make something out of it for himself. He's going to slam that one off the post, get the double off the ground, and that's very difficult to save if you're MST Gold.
Gotta feel good for the Firebirds here. I mean, they've had so many shots not fall in, but again, like you said, also for Pixlr to get that, but Rift just does one better. Puts it on through for MST Gold. Let's take a look at this here. Blade off that right wall. Just a signature pass right to Rift. And yeah, we've seen that play out plenty of times for our teams as well as the opponent as well. So.
That's probably one of the best answers you could have asked for out of that goal from Pixlr to stop as much of that momentum as you can.
Oh my goodness, they almost did it again.
You really want to be able to find another one to not up the game at 2 apiece. But they're going to have to worry about this Carthage team finding some of that momentum that they just had, but a costly touch by Flair. Rift is going to be able to cut it quick. Now Blade, next man up. Not a great touch. He'll be able to follow it up, though. Joystick has to reverse. He'll get the save, and he'll clear it away. Safe for just a moment. Now Pixlr trying to pitch in. He's going to miss. Flair now on it. Won't be able to do anything, and Trey will send it away. Joystick to the ceiling. He'll get another late return for Blade, but it'll be in the nick of time. And he'll be able to beat Pixlr as well. Joystick racing back. The demo on the goal line. Another one on Joystick.
That's
over. And
over.
now Rift has Flair. Low boost. He won't be able to find the mark. Carthage escapes for a moment, but now still no boost really for anybody except Pixlr now on the back line. Flair will be able to step up off his own backboard. See if Carthage can make anything happen now. The ball rolling up the backboard. Trey on it. Pixlr now using that boost to get the ball out of his half. He'll get the 50 off Blade, and Carthage will escape for a moment. MST Gold had the glimpse of a tie ball game, but now they have to worry about Flair off his own backboard. He'll get the job done, leaving it for Pixlr. Just a great play out of Flair, the senior that we've been praising all night. And now Pixlr coming in to help out at the last moment, and that kind of creativity that we saw out of Flair will be valuable if Carthage is able to, will be valuable for Carthage to try and get this near reverse sweep going. The comeback that is definitely needed to keep the undefeated season alive. Joystick, a quick read, but unfortunately, Blade's going to come away, Rift's going to come away with a demo on his teammate, and now Carthage has to scramble for just a moment. Carthage was able to come away with a goal on the last brief bit of MST Gold pressure, but you like to think if you're MST Gold that it won't be the case forever. But Joystick, low boost, he'll be able to get the ball, hopefully over one. He gets a reset on the back half of that ball, trying to pass back to Flair. And Carthage knocking at the door again. MST Gold had some opportunities in the past. The pop reset from Blade, saved at the goal line by Joystick. But Blade will get the bump on Flair, and Trey will step up big with the shot. A great play by Blade. He was going to land. Actually, that was on Pixlr. My apologies.
Yeah, Pixlr went for bump over ball there. I'm not sure if that was necessarily the smart move, but I mean, everybody was kind of caught off guard, it looked like, on the defensive side. So a little bit of a miscommunication there in terms of the timing aspect of things. But Carthage still up one.
One thing we saw there on the kickoff was that since Carthage has had so much success, MST Gold is changing up the way they're doing theirs with the hard cheats. They come away, Flair is going to come away with a demo, but the cheater that was Flair just had zero momentum to keep that ball going, and it's going to give your last man a little bit of extra time to get possession of the ball and get the ball moving back towards the other side. It's a good adjustment for MST Gold to make, but let's see if Carthage is able to respond, or if those kickoff goals will just be erased for the future. Joystick now has full boost off his own backboard. He has to deal with Rift off the ceiling. Rift isn't able to come away with the touch, but Joystick is not able to follow it up either. And now Trey off his own backboard. Seems like that's going to be the way this game is going to go. A battle back and forth of mechanical skill. Each team trying to get a little bit of space and then take advantage of it. But MST Gold has been very lethal with these bumps. They're going to come away with one there. The demo is going to give him a brief power play, but Flair will be able to come back quickly. He'll clang it downfield, icing the ball for just a brief moment to give his team a little bit of a break. Now 45 seconds remaining. Carthage has to find a way to keep the defensive pressure up, but they don't want to go home here and keep this comeback alive.
There's Joystick playing that one out as well, but Rift does one better, looking to read the bounce, leaves it for Blade. Elects to go for a bump. Blade tries to recenter that one, but Joystick carries it from the right side. Less than 20 to go here. Carthage, name of the game is just waste time. Demo is trying to prevent MST Gold from doing something. Can't afford to be shaky on defense here. Pixlr gets it past one, gets it past two. Joystick there to collect it. It's an open net, and Carthage will get the insurance goal that they need in Game 5.
That's huge for Carthage. You saw a little bit of a glimpse of that mechanical play out of Pixlr that you've been waiting to see this entire night. The aggressive play from MST Gold that you have to have when you're down one goal with just 10 seconds remaining, and Carthage takes advantage of it. And that's the momentum you want to build off of. That confidence that you get out of making that carry perfectly over two players is something that you can't have from just beating one guy or something like that in the air. That kind of skill and confidence snowballs into better play in this next game that they need to keep going if they're going to escape this MST Gold upset that is looming even every single game as we go to Game 6 coming up in just a moment. But Joystick and Pixlr leading the team with 2 goals apiece. And we talked about how the saves were coming out for MST Gold. It was near 11 saves last game. And this time it's just 4. Carthage had 8 shots. They found 4 of them. MST Gold was able to save the other 4. But you think if they're able to keep up those saves that they had from last game, and this is a much different game, but instead Carthage was able to find a little bit better offensive selection and find the goals needed to get the win. If MST Gold is able to return that defensive fortitude that they had before, it's going to be a much different game number 6. Otherwise, Carthage could keep steamrolling, and it could be really difficult to overcome the momentum that comes from this comeback that Carthage is looking to set in. Yeah, and you always sort of prepare for the worst, especially if you're in a scenario where you have to near reverse sweep. You know, you can't really let your foot off the gas pedal if you take one of these games and you're very confident you're going to take the next one. You have to take it as, you're still down, 4-1 or 3-1. In a series, and you have to be methodical in what you want to do on both offense and defense. You have to be confident in what you want to do. You cannot second guess yourself in positions like this. Could we see another kickoff goal? Don't know if we're going to see a third one in a row, but I think that streak is going to sadly end. Blade taking this one forward. He puts it through for MST. That was a quick turnaround for this MST Gold team. Joystick, the last man back on very limited boost, and Flair tries to step up to help him, and instead Blade is going to go over the top of both of them. That's some great play out of Blade. MST Gold is going to have to lean on some of these players to find goals in situations that don't seem like likely offensive opportunities, and Carthage is going to have to find some of their own, but Flair tried to notch one on net. It's going to be wide for just a moment, and Blade will step up to send it away away. Rift will help out as well. Demo on Joystick, power play for just a moment. Pass mid, Trey can't find Blade.
It's
Pixler
in.
jumps the passing lane. Carthage will come away with a goal with just over 30 seconds passed. MST Gold, look at Pixler in the top right corner, telling him no, no, no. Carthage.
The Kimbe Mutombo energy, that is what we like to see out of
Finally
Pixler.
stepping up to stop this MST Gold attack. And now let's see if they can find anything off the kickoff. Another demo. MST Gold has been able to come away with goals in a lot of those situations. Trey trying to be the man. This time shot on net. Trey will find it, and the answer back just right away. Blade gets the pass over, and Trey steps up, gets it over 2, and Carthage now down 1, facing elimination in game number 6. See if they have anything to answer back. The demo off the kickoff again. It's going to go in favor of Carthage. This time Blade has to return back, and this game just going to seem to be goal after goal, shot after shot. Joystick, a near miss, and that's going to be one that you're going to want back as you go into this the third minute of play.
Let's see what Trey can do here. He gets one, but Flair also gets a demo, and now it'll be up to Joystick trying to save that, but Trey again is just, wow.
Trey stepping up big for this MST Gold team, his second goal, but Carthage really needs to find a way to get some of these touches down. It looks like they're playing a little bit not up to the caliber that they have this season. And if they keep that up, it's going to be easy for MST Gold to take advantage and find some of these easy goals that should be a lot more difficult for this going up against this big team in Carthage.
Yeah, it just seems they're a little bit clustered sometimes, you know, in transitional defense. Bash and Flair pinch that off the left post. Pixler's there though, to bring Carthage back in this one goal.
We've been praising Flair this entire time. He's going to make something happen again, leaving it for Pixler. That kind of duo has been very effective for Carthage this year, and especially this series. And if all three of these players from Carthage are able to make something like that happen, it's going to be so much harder for MST Gold to come away with the saves.
Wow.
Flair off the kickoff.
Unbelievable.
Flying in there. He's going to throw his body on the line. Gets the dunk. Poor Rift. Just a second too late, and Carthage back tying things up. We got a shootout here with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in game number 6. See if Carthage or MST Gold will answer next. Trey, 2 goals on the game. Can't find one here. Pixler will recover it on his own backboard. Now it's just Blade. Joystick's got a beat on him. Can he get the bump? Rift races back. He'll be able to cause enough chaos. Pixlo trying to pass back mid. Blade will be there. Flair smartly able to get the save. Pixler cuts back in the shot! Pixler, his third of the game, the hat trick.
Wow, unbelievable.
Wow.
Talked to Flair earlier this week, and he says the biggest strength of Pixler's game is just cutting right in when the time is right, and that's a perfect example right there to put Carthage up 1.
That play style can be so difficult to play against because you just take a second, you're like, okay, Flair doesn't have a good touch here. This is a free ball for me, and then out of nowhere comes another player, and your possession is gone, and the ball might be in your net like has happened so many times here in this game. 7 goals already, and it seems like they're not willing to let up here. Carthage knocking at the door again. Trey's going to come away with the save. Flair back. A Zen touch to catch the ball. Another catch on the backboard. Now he's got a full boost. Trying to answer back. That's not a great touch. Pixler up to the backboard. The double. No, the angle not found. Joystick. The 50's going to go to Blade. Up to the corner. Joystick with the demo, I should say. Blade back again. Rift will be able to send it away. It's over towards Joystick. Trey stepping up for the big 50, and Carthage continues the pressure. Picks mid, Flair stepping up, 50 off the mark. MST Gold standing strong for a moment, and they'll save that one all the way to the other half.
See what Pixlr can do now off that left side. He's got minimal boost, 50s it though. Joystick up to hit that one, but Rift putting the pressure back on Carthage Black. Joystick looking to take his time, but misreads the touch. Pixlr, the slight 50. Flair has to do something here, but gets beat by Blade. And Blade looking to center this one. Ball goes past Rift. Trey trying to put it near the net. Rift coming off that right wall. Now he's awkward, and it'll be Pixlr's turn to flick this past Blade. Trey goes up, beats Flair to the ball. Now it's Pixlr's turn again to try and do something, try to fake out Trey, but Trey's just keeping this ball in Carthage's half. Just trying to equalize this for MST in any way possible. Blade carrying this one from the right side of the field, but Joystick able to cut it off. Flair with the follow-up. Trey in the air this time. Pixlr will be there for the catch, the 50. Joystick looking to read that mid, but it'll be Flair's turn first. Trey with the carry out net. Pixlr the 50 near midfield. Now Blade trying to set something up, but Joystick carries it. Minimal boost. I think he got the boost there. How is that not in for MST? Carthage Black living to fight another possession. Pixlr straight past the Joystick. Disconnected there. Flair grabs the mid boost before falls down to the turf. Blade almost slots that in for MST. Under 30 seconds to go here. Blair picks it out to Pixlr, but Trey with the interception. Now it's up to Joystick to pass it on down to Pixlr. What a redirect! Joystick there. Oh, didn't get a favorable touch. It kind of pinched off that post. Now Flair, an opportunity to just keep it on MST's half to milk this clock. Let's see what happens here. Pixlr floats it. It's not in. Someone's just got to knock that down. It'll be Flair, and Game 6 is won by Carthage Black. Go. I swear my headset went out. Okay.
We're back.
Game 7, everybody. Game 7 is underway.
Not underway. But
the gods were like, no, you can't say this at this moment.
wow, Carthage really stepped up there. MST Gold, a little bit flat-footed, especially at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But one thing I need to bring up is that at that last part of that game, Carthage looked very panicky. And that's not the kind of situation you want to be in when you're trying to go into this game number 7, where you need to play at the highest level of caliber to beat this team that MST Gold has, and this performance that MST Gold has had. So if they get back to that panicky defense, it's going to be easy for MST Gold to find something. Carthage needs to get back to the relaxed play that has been so effective, but if they get back to that panicky situation, it's going to be difficult for them to keep up the defensive stand for as long as they were able to in that last game. Blade looking to keep MST Gold in this series, even though they lost the last two. Not a reverse sweep imminent, but still the lost series, and the upset was in their grasp for just a second, and now Carthage bringing it much closer. Now with the momentum to back them up, it'll be a game that is decided by whichever of these teams can strike first and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle of balancing your offensive prowess and in your defensive backbone. That's what it's really going to come down to. And like you said, Hustle Carthage, shaky, panicky defense at the end of Game 6 definitely is going to determine what they can bring out in Game 7. They have to be more confident. So far, they're going neck and neck with MST Gold. A center over the middle with Joystick, missing it. Pixlr with minimal boost gets shoved out of the play by Rift.
It'll be a nuisance though, and that'll cause Blade to not be able to get the ball out as fast, and now a lot of boost for Carthage. Pixlr's going to take advantage of his count, pushing the ball over. Rift is going to meet him in the air. It's going to be left to Flair. Flair, reset, trying to get a flip back to it, but Rift will come away with it, and Joystick smartly has to wait. Pixlr will step up to help. Off the ceiling, Pixlr can't get another, and now Carthage playing this middle field game with this MST Gold team. Flair with the big demo on the back line. Blade, he'll be able to send it away, but next man up is going to be Pixlr. He's got the easy beat to the backboard. Blade has no boost, and he's awkward. Trey Trey will be able to come up with the savior goal, but Carthage still knocking at the door as 2 minutes have passed in this game, and we're seeing a much different storyline than before.
Joystick finally scores. I think that's his first goal since, I don't know, a kickoff goal back in like game 3 or 4.
I think it was game 5.
Game 5, okay. He was knocking on the door for a little while just to get some more goals on the board. Finds one there in what is probably the most important moment in this series thus far in this first half of game 7 action.
Yeah, that one we'll say is the most important, but it seems like the next close save is going to be the next most important, and the next goal after that will be the next most important. It's going to be a rising level of expectations and just stress and all of these things that these players have to deal with in the rising this game that's just continuing on and on. For 2.5 minutes left now, Carthage has to save that shot. They'll be able to come away with it, but Pixlr and Joystick combining, shot on net. Blade will be there. He'll double it off his own backboard. Skim leaves it for Trey. Now Pixlr stepping up big to clear it away. And Carthage has the 1-goal lead, but MST Gold has been able to get the ball out of their half many times. Now that Rift trying to do something on possession. Pixlr, the save on the goal line, will spare Carthage for a moment. Flair all the way from his half. The reset can't get over. And Carthage, even though they've been able to get this ball to the MST Gold half, it doesn't seem like they're able to find as threatening shots as before, as Trey will step up and put that one off the crossbar. MST Gold looking to even things up. The pass mid won't be there, but Rift with the ball on the sidewall finds Blade mid again. Shot! Pixlr steps up to save the ball, and now with just under 1.5 minutes remaining, what can Carthage do to keep this goal at with this lead at 1-0, even though MST Gold just keeps putting the pressure back on them every single time they get the ball out of their half.
See what Pixlr can do here in transition defense. Oh, Rift!
Demo as well, power play for MST Gold. Trey taking advantage to the backboard. It's just out of the reach.
Nobody can hit the shot. Blade there. Save from Joystick, but Trey comes in, puts it through for MST. They tie it. 1-1, 53 seconds to go, and that's how valuable a third man can be for you in Rocket League. Just always there. And Trey has been such a huge asset to MST Gold.
That's just another one of those situations where the pressure comes from a shot on net, but the pressure of 3 shots on net is just so difficult to overcome.
Multiplies after every single shot.
Almost exponentially, and now Carthage has to get back to that mindset they were in when they were behind. And you gotta be careful because it's also very, very easy to get stuck in this defensive-minded situation, but now Carthage looks to have the pressure. Joystick clears it to the backboard, tries to double it himself. He's not able to get there, and Pixlr flies in. Unfortunately for Blade, such a difficult save, and Carthage up 1 with 30 seconds remaining.
App just bangs it home for Carthage, and all they got to do is maybe score an insurance goal or just hold out on defense.
Pixlr able to get that ball around Trey, and now time ticking by again. Shot mid.
Almost had it
Won't
there.
be there. Flair able to keep possession for a second, but Blade with full boost is going to be able to get the ball around 1. Joystick smartly able to turn and waste a little bit more time. 10 seconds remaining. Trey has the ball on the Carthage
What
half.
a block from Pixlr.
Pass mid again. Flair there. Rift to the backboard. Now, time ticking down. We're going to be at 0 seconds here. Blade keeps it up for a second. Flair trying to get the ball to the other half. Gonna get the dunk. The
It's
ball
down.
will drop.
Carthage wins. Coming back from a 3-1 deficit.
Stellar play out of the boys in red today. Carthage comes alive at the end of this series. MST Gold put up quite an effort.
They did.
Obviously a 7-game series. They took 3 of them. They took the first one. They took the next. After Carthage takes game 2, they take the next 2 to put it to 3-1. And Carthage was able to battle back very, very well after that. But really, we got to say that Carthage came alive at the last part where it really mattered most. The defensive side, you think Carthage, a very offensive-sided team, this Carthage Black team is, but they were able to find the saves that they need, and that's going to come from the veteran play out of all three of these players,
Yes.
but especially Flair, but also Joystick, Pixlr, and Flair. They've been playing together this entire year, and this semester it seems like things are starting to click. Last year in Div 4, obviously a top team. They div up this year, and it doesn't seem like they've lost a step at all as this competition begins to level up.
No, and in every Rocket League game, it's not going to be an easy 4-0 sweep, not going to be an easy 4-2 win. This was a hard-fought victory for Carthage Black. They absolutely deserved to win this. Now, were there some shaky moments? Yes, there were some shaky moments, but also they were able to have that backbone of resiliency to make sure they could get the job done. MST Gold, hats off to them. 2-2 record heading in, but they played like they were, a higher overall record than that for sure.
Definitely that MST Gold team was a little bit better than the standings will say, and that's been the story that we've seen out of any team that Carthage plays, that out of any team in general. But Carthage, they're the 6-0 team now in this conference, and as much as you say this MST Gold team, they play better than their record, this Carthage team can still play better than their record as well.
Yes.
And as they go into the playoffs after this next week where they're going to be playing Missouri Valley, we'll take a look at the standings in just a second, but they still have that ability to play up against any of these teams that they have to play. If they end up playing the top seed from the other conference, that team could be 7-0 just like Carthage, but that doesn't mean that Carthage isn't able to rise above and play to that high caliber. Yep. They're going to be playing Missouri Valley Week 7. That's going to be March 18th at 7 o'clock CST. Obviously, those times are subject to change, but we'll be able to talk about the result from this past week up against Central Methodist University. Took a 4-0 sweep.
Yeah.
That's going to be crucial. I believe that was the third team in the standings.
Yes, and at this point, Central Methodist was undefeated, so that was another great win, especially a sweep, too. I mean, wow. This team is awesome. So we will step away for a brief intermission break. We'll be back with a post-game interview from a Carthage Black player. All right, post-game interview time with Flair from Carthage Black. Man, how are you feeling after that series?
Relieved after that one. That was the most down I think we've had to be this semester at all, for sure. Like, that hasn't been like a clean sweep because the team's like 10 times better than us. Shout out MCRL. But yeah, I was just very proud of the resilience. I mean, they have a really solid game plan.
Mm-hmm.
They executed it well, which is make sure we're dead on the field as much as possible.
Yeah.
And Lucas and I Joystick and I were definitely having some trouble adjusting to that, but we ultimately found it. Pick stepped up big for us as the scorer in the comeback, so we'll take that.
Sir. So kind of walk me through the preparation for this week. Obviously, with spring break, things are a little bit chaotic with trying to, reschedule the Week 6 game to make sure you don't got to worry about anything during spring break, so you have that time to relax and everything like that. But sort of walk me through the preparation for this game against MST.
Yeah, so definitely wasn't standard by any means on either of the days, because normally on Tuesday, we get a couple of scrims in. We had to play one of our spring break matches for another league we're in, so or this league, yeah. I can't even keep them straight with how many matches we're playing.
So we play in all leagues. We play in all leagues.
We played an NECC match yesterday, which I didn't know was against the undefeated team until after we beat them. So that was good. But then we cut practice a little short just because, on match nights, that's extra draining. Like, scrims is one thing. You know what you're getting into, but matches, you're giving it all. And then tonight, no one wanted to scrim, so we just couldn't find a warm-up scrim to save our lives. So part of it was we played like 2 ranked games going into this one, so it was definitely an unorthodox warm-up and preparation for this team. Luckily, we know that at the end of the day, our game plan's the same. Like, we're going to go in, we're going to do our thing every single time. And if we have to make adjustments, we'll try our best to make adjustments on the fly. Best of 7s really allow for that.
Yep.
So that's been a big help. But ultimately, our preparation, even albeit a little bit different from what we're used to, was still enough to get the job done. So we'll take it.
Yep. So 3-1 at one point in this series. What was sort of the moment where you guys said, hey, we got this?
I think the moment we lost the game where we went down 3-1,
Okay.
I said, it's not a big deal. We're winning the series. And then we then talked about what we had to do. We had to execute on not getting demoed as much. We had to start putting the pressure back on them. Their demos were making us play a little scared. And main thing with that was just making sure we can get Pixlr. The space he needs to be upfield to do those cut plays that he likes to do. Just disrupt the defense. Get them off their flow as much as possible. So, like, we knew we could clearly see the road to Game 7 victory. It was just making sure we could execute it. And, we pulled it off, so we'll take it.
I mean, you mentioned to me earlier this week, Pixar's ability to just sort of thrive in the position where there's maybe 1 or 2, opposing threats to worry about, and he just comes in, slides in, and be able to make those plays. I've covered his career for quite a while, and he's a great player, and you are an excellent player as well. So as Joystick, I mean, you guys as a team, so fun to watch. I mean, I kind of wish that, Red sometimes didn't have the priorities so we could, freely stream, whatever team we wanted to. But, I mean, it is what it is. For playoffs, though, we'll definitely try to get –
we will do our
fingers
best.
crossed, we'll try to get both teams on the stream. So, what do you make of MST's performance? I mean, a 2-2 team. I mean, sometimes the rankings in these NECC divisions, don't really tell the entire story. So, what is your take on, their approach to this series?
I think I can see they're going to beat all the teams that are worse than them, and I think they're going to lose to all the teams that are better than them. I think that 2-2 is they've probably played 2 teams that are better than them and 2 teams that aren't. I think the main thing with MST is they are extremely demo heavy. They if you overcommit your second man, they will punish you for it, and that's what got us in such a deep hole quickly, is we just didn't adjust quickly.
Yeah.
But if you have a strong second man who's able to know when to fake chow, when to take 50s that favor your third man, because that's the biggest thing, is you're always trying to help out the teammate behind you, whether that be first man, second man, or third man stalling time so that first can cut back in or something. And so I think that the teams that have strong structures in their rotations like that shouldn't really find a problem with that, and I think we found that. I mean, we were able to win 3 at the end. So, but I think if you let yourself get overwhelmed, which we started to, and you start turtling up and playing scared, they're just going to keep punishing you and hammering you. And so I think that in like a playoff environment, they could really thrive.
That's excellent insight for sure. And I want to wrap this up by saying, this might be one of your last post-game interviews here at Carthage. I mean, even before I came here, I remember you and I were just chopping it up for Horlick and Case for Wasia, and now we're here. It's crazy, man.
Time stinking flies.
Yeah,
stinking.
For sure.
Stinking
flies.
The word
yeah.
that was gonna come out. Time stinking flies.
Yeah. Had the PG that one instead
had
of the
to
actual
PG
word,
that
right?
one.
Yeah.
Haven't been on stream in a while. It's actually been like probably a year and a half since I've been on stream. So
yeah. No, man, it's been awesome to follow your career since I came here, and I want to thank you for always welcoming me with open arms. I mean,
thank you for covering everything with the diligence you do. Have you shown people this notebook?
I
lately?
have.
I mean, this is this kid. We're not even the main team he follows, and he's got stats for every league we're in. Yep. So shout out Andrew, man.
Appreciate that. On that note, that is the end of the post-game interview. So we will have League of Legends Week 5 tomorrow, and next week we'll look forward to. No, not Valorant. We won't have anything next week because it's spring break.
Baby.
That's right. So Week 7. We'll have Valorant on that following Monday, not this Monday, but the following Monday. And then we'll have Rocket League as well that Wednesday. That will be senior night on March 18th. Everybody's excited for that one.
Woo-hoo.
Might shed some tears listening
to
the speeches during that segment that we hold off stream before the matches begin. And then we'll have League of Legends Week 7 after that as well. And we'll have some WEC competition happening soon as well for Overwatch, League of Legends, and Super Smash Bros. Stay tuned to the Carthage Esports website to get in the know about all things Carthage Esports with the article recaps and things like that.
Real quick, Mom, Dad, thank you so much for always watching. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you next weekend. Sorry, you can finish your outro.
No, you're good. Always want to thank the family for sure. Want to thank my mom for always watching the streams. Want to thank my dad as well for always supporting me as well. Family is a huge thing with esports, and it's so awesome that our families get to realize that.
Absolutely.
And the opportunities that esports provides to everybody. It's truly amazing. Alrighty, everybody, have a great night, and we will see you back in 2 weeks' time for more Carthage Esports events.